Good morning, listeners. This is your host, Karita McGowan, but please call me Rita. This podcast will be an insight to my library life. I work at a public library, and the things that we experience every day will blow your mind. Before I started working at the library, I had no idea how many people go to a public library every day. There are a lot of book lovers in the world, which is a good thing because that gives me a job. So there's that plus. But we also have people that come in there for prints, copies, fax, laminations, to use the computer, just to get on Facebook. We have patrons that come in there just to use the restroom sometimes. We have some people that come in just to use our Wi-Fi. Some people just come in there just to escape the weather. If it's cold outside, they want to come in for some heat, or if it's hot outside, they want to come in for some air. So it just depends on person and the situation. Um, we are really like a safe haven for our community, but because we work with the public and come in contact with all kinds of people, culture, and diversity, we see a lot of crazy things. So one time, we had a patron that was stalking our previous boss, and well, my previous boss, she would see him walking up and down the street or her street where she lived, waving at her. Always, and he was always asking about her. And then one day he comes up to the staff parking area, being in the way, just being aggravated and annoying like most patrons are. And I was asking him, I said, "Oh, can you move it along? You can't park here. This is for staff area only." I was real polite and real nice about it. He wants to get confrontational, saying how our boss told him he could be there anytime he wants, and that she don't have a problem with him being there. And of course, I know that he's not telling the truth. So I tell him, well, when she comes, we can ask her and confirm what you just said. She'll be here in a few minutes. All of a sudden, he catches some sense and moves out the way with his shopping cart, mind you. He has a shopping cart. He walks around with his shopping cart. And then this man got all his senses. He got common sense. He knows right from wrong. I mean, he got plenty of sense. He has family to help him out, but he chooses to be homeless. And I tell you, mental health is real, and you have to deal with it head on and delicately. You don't want nobody going off on you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody coming back trying to pull a gun on you at the library. So, needless to say, I tell my boss what happens, and of course she's denying everything he said to me, and I know that. At this point, she's aggravated by the situation because this is not the first encounter with this guy. So, well, a little time passes by, and this same man comes back solicited on the library grounds, hanging up inappropriate signs on his shopping cart and being disruptive. So we end up having to call the police on him. My boss at the time ended up putting a bar and ban on him. Now, a bar and ban is a statement that says a person can't come to the library or our property or be on library grounds for a certain amount of time. And if they do, they get arrested. So he's upset because he's banned from coming to the library. He comes inside the library trying to figure out who put the order in on him, who called the police, this, that, and the other. So the police had to escort him off the premises, and they waited to make sure he didn't come back. So, yeah, every now and again, we have to deal with situations like that. And then one time, we had this man come in. I couldn't tell if he was drunk or high. I tried not to get too close. I didn't want to find out, but yeah. So when he came in, he was talking to the ladies at the front desk. Mind you, I'm in the staff room, not knowing what's going on. So our staff room is kind of adjacent to, like, behind the front desk area. So you can't really see what's going on at the front desk unless you get up and walk to the front of the staff room. He comes up to the front desk talking outside his face, saying all kind of crazy stuff, inappropriate things to the staff that was sitting at the front desk. And these are older ladies that's married in their 50s that he's talking to him and that he's addressing. But anyway, he was saying how he likes his white women with glasses on, how he want to take them out, and just talking crazy stuff. And so you could tell something was wrong. He was either really drunk or really high. So he just won't make it sense. Like, stuff that would come out of his mouth just won't make it sense. So they called me to come out there to handle the situation because they were getting uncomfortable. Well, of course, I asked him, Is anything we can do for him, or anything we can help him with, cause you want to be polite at first, and always be polite. He said something off the wall. I don't know what I don't even remember what he even said. But but then he keeps talking trash to the women that was sitting in the front desk. So I had to ask him to leave. He acted like he didn't understand me. So we had ended up calling the police, and the police came up there and escorted him off the premises. Had to put a bar and bed on him as well. So he started insulting patrons. You know what I'm saying? He started just getting out of character with the patrons and with the coworkers. So it just got out of hand. So yeah, we had to bar and bend him too. But yeah, as much confrontation as we have at library, I really do love my job. I learned so much about how to deal with people and how to react, professionally and calmly. It does teaches you, it humbles you a little bit when you have to deal with the public every day. Yeah, and in a weird way, but a good way nonetheless. So if you ever at the library, be kind to your librarians because we deal with a lot. This is hashtag LibraryLife.